Hey, this is Kat from Red Mountain Shaman, and I share shamanic wisdom through dreams, visions, nature, synchronicities, intuition, channeling, art, music, photography, and shamanic journeys. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about a few different things that came through in sessions with a special message from a spirit guide that we've never channeled before. And if you're new to my channel, I recommend going back and watching past videos that I've made because they're pretty timeless and a lot of them have information that is actually playing out now. So one of the messages that I received last year, I think it was from Yeshua, and in that video he mentioned that our taxes are being used against us. So now this is actually starting to come to light of how this is being done, and our taxes are being usurped and being used and funneled back to people in power, and they are not going towards the people. And in some cases, they're deliberately being used against us. And I just wanted to play this. This was from a meeting in Congress that I came across this morning. I'll just play it here on my phone.
Study. $2.1 billion in American taxpayers' money to Gaza since October 7th when Hamas invaded southern Israel. USAID money was going in terms of an emergency use authorization to try to go to parties that USAID formerly had a relationship with in the Gaza Strip. They had to have been vetted by OFAC. They should have been vetted against the special designated terror list from the State Department and from other Treasury organizations. Waivers were granted because they said that there was an emergency use to have that money come in to Gaza, thereby jettisoning the usual typical screening procedures. As a result, 90% of aid that was going from the United States by way of its agents in Gaza ended up in Hamas-controlled areas. And this is ridiculous. Essentially, what the U.S. assistance to Gaza did was underwrite the ability for Hamas to survive until the ceasefire was just passed a few weeks ago. There was no strategic thought for it, and there was no screening.
Seems like the emergency might have been to arm terrorists to kill civilians. Would that be accurate?
That's accurate, and even more than that, Samantha Powers, the administrator for USAID, was intent on having Israel not be able to defend itself.
To not be able to defend it?
Correct.
Mr. Pramarak, is that correct? How do you say that? Pramarak? I got Burchett, man. Nobody gets mine right, so don't worry about it. What is it, Pramarak?
Perfect.
All right, thanks, brother. How did terrorists explore our foreign aid loopholes?
Well, we have a lot of our international...
Can you pull your mic up? I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You have international NGOs and UN agencies actively lobby here in Washington, D.C. against vetting policies that would prevent it. I was the senior vetting officer at USAID, and what we did...
Did you say United Nations is doing this? The UN?
Sure, everybody who's getting money lobbies here.
That they're lobbying against us. I'm sorry, Mr. Roman,
There's actually someone who used to work for one of those lobbies, the largest NGO lobby, Interaction. One of our co-witnesses here worked for them from 2018 to 2023. USAID effectively self-funds its own external private lobby that then goes back to Congress and asks for more money for USAID.
So the taxpayers fund this lobbyist who's working against American interests.
Correct.
Possibly killing our allies and possibly Americans.
They bring together groups in Washington that overseas work with groups that kill Americans. It's our case study. $2.1 billion.
Okay, so that's how our tax money is being used against us, actually, to exterminate us in some cases. So it's not looking good. I've talked about in past videos about the United Nations and how they have the black box meditation room, and how this black box is a Saturn kind of program, and it's used in other religions. They make a portal. They go in a circle around a portal. This is an inversion of the sacred circle, and that's what they do in that religion around this black box. Some religions put the black box right on their forehead, on their third eye. So now it's coming out of what nefarious stuff this United Nations and other agencies are doing with our tax money. So we're paying for this stuff. It's just crazy. So anyway, I'm going to get back to some of these sessions. So in one session, the word clandestine came forward, and this was in relation to people in positions of power doing things behind the guise of different religions, and usually things that are not good. So I wanted to ask about this word in the channeled message today. And then also that sometimes it came through that sometimes religious affiliations are doing trickery and black magic in order to trick people into giving away their sovereignty and other things. So we reverse some of that when I do sessions with people, when we find these this kind of trickery and contracts in past lives or in this life. So I wanted to ask about that in the channeling today. And then the person that showed up in a session this week was Rumi, and that was super surprising because I have his deck, and I'm going to ask him to draw a card from his Rumi deck. I don't know tons about Rumi, but I just feel that he's a very benevolent, creative, beautiful being. And he showed up in this session in a long white linen robe. And the person that he showed up for, she said that she remembered seeing like a Middle Eastern looking being in a few years ago in her third eye and didn't know who it was. So today we found out that it was the same being that came to her years ago. So I guess that he's one of her guides. So I think she'll enjoy this today because he's going to do a full channeled message. And I asked him about how his religion, when he came, I heard the word Sufi. So when I looked up Sufi, I found Sufi mysticism and that he is connected to this religious tradition. And so he talks a little bit about the tradition that he came from and how it devolved into the extremist groups that we have now. And he talks a lot about how we can be of service in this beautiful message. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We meet in the light of the one true Creator, that great Spirit, the Mother and Father who resides within all things. It is high time that humanity has a rest from the deep duality and turmoil of many past epochs. Earth is ascending, and a portion of humanity is ascending along with her. The last of the dark ones are flailing in their final attempts to thwart the truth that is to come and the exposure of their clandestine operations. These parasites are losing their food. Soon they will no longer have access to money, energy, and power that is not theirs in the first place. These covert operations have long siphoned these things in order to keep their food supply flowing. The time is at hand when all places that front these operations will be exposed and dismantled so that it may be returned to the people. And this is so new paradigms and projects may come forth that are in balance and harmony with natural law. Within my own lifetime, I discovered the concept of the natural law of love and reciprocity within the spiritual concepts of Sufi mysticism. This mystic tradition was taken in different pathways, which led its followers into the abyss of death, control over the divine feminine, hate, tyranny, torture, and destruction. And I would ask one to look within their heart and inquire if these things are the work of a loving Creator. I, for one, wrote and created that which reflected love and freedom. The expansion of this dark religion I speak of is soon coming to an end, for the light is becoming too powerful to continue supporting it. Those who are victimized by it are beginning to see its true shadow. The women are ready to show their beautiful faces again. They are ready to feel the sun and wind in their hair. They are ready to sing with beautiful voices, and their song will be lifted to the heavens, where an all-loving, eternal Mother and Father hears their cries. They are ready to dance in the streets and celebrate their liberation once and for all. This is a process that is in the works, and those who are in the deepest oppression are not forgotten, as forces of light are now being able to penetrate Earth's isolation. We are bringing humanity into the galactic family as Earth rises within a new song of fertility. This fertility must begin by tearing down all that is in resistance to it: a fertile soil, a fertile land, a fertile landscape, a fertile economy, a fertile creativity, a fertile spirituality, fertile unions, fertile water, fertile health, and even more fertile wombs are ready to be birthed as the cleanup of infertile systems ensues. Those who protest this cleanup loudest are likely still benefiting from the corrupt systems being bulldozed at this time. There may even be some things that are dismantled that seem positive, but in the end, all that has been wiped clean will resurface in even more positive ways that will benefit the planet with unexpected surprises. Do not be in fear. Be in the knowing that you are about to receive that which you need to rebuild. Hold to the visions of the mind, for all that comes forth into matter is first created within the mind. The whirling dervishes knew this. All things are a circle. The Native Americans knew this, as their dances also involved the circle. Everything is cyclical. This circle dance can be a portal to divine union. But also remember that any spiritual truth can also be inverted and used for dark or light intentions. Unfortunately, it will soon be revealed that there are also inverted truths being used for dark arts in order to subvert the sovereignty of the unaware. Some of these inverted practices are being used behind the guise of religion and other institutions and so-called foundations masquerading as spiritual, philanthropic, or political. These inversions are also hiding behind the mask of media, entertainment, and even sports. There are literal spells being cast upon the unaware, and the black magicians behind them must be seen, as it is also universal law that all that is done in darkness must be brought into the light. It has been prophesied. After the exposure of these parasites and black magicians is complete, the earth may once again begin to celebrate that which is truly of love and truly of unity and service to the light of creation. You may begin this process now by setting your intentions to be of service to Mother Gaia and humanity, by asking to co-create with the Most High in order to bring forward your true blueprint, talents, gifts, and abilities. Perhaps you are here to simply hold the light. Perhaps you are activating the Earth's grids. Perhaps you are here to create a place of healing and solitude for yourself or others. Perhaps you are here to heal animals. Perhaps you are here to restructure the water or filter the air. Perhaps you are here to invent or create something that is far better for your bodies and the earth than what is currently being offered. Perhaps you are here to grow healthier foods or create systems that can clean the environment. These answers and blueprints and passions are within you. Your true nature is being remembered. Your divinity and sovereignty is coming back into your very being. Even your physical body is changing, and some may begin to live longer lives as the DNA is being restored. The garden of earthly delights is being restored. The new kings and queens are the pure in heart who will inherit heaven on earth. They are those who shall step into new stewardship and lead with love. They will rebuild and redesign all new harmonious abodes. They will unify with joy and prosperity, as all that is not in alignment with this frequency is now being cleansed from Mother Earth. The 7-planet alignment is a sign of literal realignment. This recalibration of Mother Earth has now begun, and the energy of this planetary parade bears witness to the sacred number 7, the number of the mystic. And all false inverted programs within religion will give way to the higher truths of mysticism within all spiritual traditions that hold truth and divine order. Nothing can stop the light of truth and love that is beginning to roll out within your beautiful earth, and those with eyes to see shall revel in the bliss of this knowing, and peace shall flow over them as a waterfall of enlightenment from the vaults of divine wisdom. The owl now returns from her flight over many cycles of time and finds her place upon the right hand of God and sits upon your right shoulder to lead and guide with the inner knowing of the ages. So be it. I am Rumi, he who brought forth truth through creation, and you, my friends of the light, are about to embark upon your own journey of returning to the truth of your own eternal wisdom as you bring forth creation of your divine essence, and so it is. Thank you, Rumi. So I was looking up the Sufi beliefs because I really don't know much about it, and it's literally the opposite of the extremist groups that the beliefs that they devolved into. And I found this really beautiful video called The Sacred Path Through 2025 Sufi Master's Message. So you can look this title up on YouTube if you want to hear the whole thing. But here is a little excerpt. I'm just going to play that for you guys. It's really beautiful.
It is. We are here to serve God or to praise God. It is the same. You see, the difficulty is when you separate the world from God. To me, that is one of the great, I don't say tragedies, because obviously it was meant to happen, but this patriarchal era that has come to an end, it banished God to heaven. And so we were left in this world without God. But again, the mystic, we experience things. We don't read about them, we don't talk about them, we go in meditation and we experience them. And once you experience how this world is divine, everything in this world is God. You are God, I am God, the trees are God, the sunshine is God, everything is God. And so our duty in this world is to be of service to God, which means to be of service to life, which means to be of service to the oneness, which means to live our destiny, because it is all the same. And then there is so much joy, because once you do what you come here to do, the soul wakes up, it starts to sing. It sings this extraordinary song of praise to God, which is your song, which is your offering to life. And the plants respond, and life responds, and people respond, and the bus arrives on time, and it works. Because it's life, because it's God, because there is no difference. There never was any difference. It was a big misunderstanding. It is. We are here to...
Isn't that beautiful? So that's what I try to do on this channel, is to share my own personal experience with God and the synchronicities I experience and the messages that I experience from God and from interacting with divine beings. And this is really what brings me a lot of joy, and that's why I like to share this with others so they can start learning how to experience direct personal experience with God and compassion for all fellow beings and service to all fellow beings. So at the end, I asked Rumi if he would draw a card from his deck by Alana Fairchild, and the card I drew is called Blood Angel. In the midst of the darkness, a moon appeared with its brilliance. In opening to receive, you must empty what has been. Grace is not about an exchange of equal measure. You will receive according to the great generosity of life itself. More shall be offered in compensation for what you are willing to release. Allow for a new influx of energy. And that's what he was talking about in his message, was a new influx of energy with these 7 planets that are aligning right now. And then the wisdom of the owl coming back to us, the true essence and wisdom of who we really are is coming back to us. So if you would like to book your own session with me, please go to redmountainshaman.com and go to the contact page, and you'll receive directions on how to contact me and book a session. My PayPal is also at the bottom of my contact page if you would like to send a donation that helps me to keep making these videos for you guys. And I just want to send out a big shout out to the few people that have sent me donations. It really helps me to keep this operation going. It's just me and I don't have another job and my channel is not monetized. So I really appreciate any donations that you send. So thank you so much. And I'm sending you all love until next Sunday. Please press the like button. It really helps get these videos out and the messages out. And subscribe and hit the notification bell. Until next Sunday, sending you all love. Take care.